this is Foster again from The Wall. This is soon to be expired beer at The Wall. So we are currently in Berlin in lockdown, and we have some beer that's about to go bad. So I figured I would invite some comedian friends to drink it with me, and we'll talk about just kind of life during COVID as a comedian. So Simon, would you like a soon to be expired beer?
I would love a soon to be expired beer.
Perfect. We've already got a poured. Here's yours, here's mine. Cheers.
Yeah.
That's still good for another week or two.
Yeah.
That's still good for another week or two.
I mean, if I can be 100% honest, I think always beer tastes a little bit like piss. So, maybe I lost my English. Maybe this is too expired because I've lost my English all of a sudden, I think.
It's not, I guarantee you that.
Yeah.
We're not selling it, but we're not, it's not expired.
Right.
So, you don't like the beer. Why'd you move to Germany? Chocolate, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, my ex-girlfriend is German.
Okay.
And she's the instigator of making me... I was in Spain enjoying the sunshine, enjoying life. And I was like, hey, I'm living close to Barcelona. Don't you want to come? And she's like, no. So I was like, okay. And then I moved to Germany. So
it's red flag number one.
Yes. Don't worry, there were more red flags before that, but this should have just done it. But yeah, I moved to Germany because of her, and then we broke up.
How long did she? Okay, so
I'm
not getting too personal here. Did you be like, oh, Berlin, bunch of women, or was it like, oh, you moved to Berlin? I kind of like the Barcelona thing. She found another Spaniard.
No, it was moved to Berlin. Oh, I like it here. And she's like, yeah, but I don't. Do you want to come to live in central Germany in a small town called Erfurt? And I was like, I don't know. And then she's like, please. And I was like, okay. And then I moved and I lived there for 4 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've been there a day. It was okay. That was where
it's a cute town.
Ludwig, one of the, I forget who's the famous one who's there. Because there was a statue of him.
Yeah. What's his name? Well, Sebastian Bach is from Eisenach, which is close by.
Right.
And then the guy who transcribed the Bible, Luther.
That's who it is.
Luther. Yeah. Lutheran.
Luther was one of the religious guys. I don't know, history. We're not good at history.
Yeah, the beer makes us want to seem more important than we are.
Not good at history. But how you been? How's life been during the lockdown?
Honestly, not too bad. I cannot complain. I wasn't working, so that's a positive. I started a new job on Monday, which is a kind of a negative.
It was last Monday, right?
Yeah. Hope my boss don't see this though. But aside from that, no.
We don't have any viewers yet.
It's great. I'm loving it. In case you're watching, no, it's been great, man. I went to Spain a couple of times during now the lockdown just to get some sunshine. Been doing a lot of videos, a lot of TikToks, YouTube videos. Wrote a web series that I'm gonna shoot now in the summer. I think
here, right?
Yeah, exactly. One of the episodes I want to, because it's comedy based, but it's more like people in the end of their 20s trying to figure out life and having no idea what to do, and they are using it through comedy.
I think that's the general consensus for how most people get into comedy. I think that's pretty close to how I got into comedy. That's what I did for when I got into comedy. I was bored one weekend in Berlin, and I was like, that shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Like, this is Berlin. And it was like all my friends were just like busy one weekend or out of town or something like that. And I was like, so this is Friday night, it's in the winter, and I'm not going to be doing anything. It's cold. I don't want to, I can't be outside during the day. It's like, okay, so that's when I started doing comedy.
Good for you, because I think in Berlin you can get into those, when it's winter, you're like, right, I'm going to hibernate now until summer comes. Or you'd do comedy or figure something out.
Yeah.
And I think you took the right route. But then, of course, you get into comedy, you're like, it's the right route, but is it though? Mentally.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It depends on where you want to go with it, I think.
Yeah.
I think if you're trying to be like a star, it's difficult. If you're trying to do it for fun, then absolutely. I think there's no reason not to do it for fun.
For sure.
But there's a lot of work that goes into being a star, and it's not all just being good at comedy. That's like half of it, maybe. I don't know.
Not even. Because if you, because I'm on TikTok a lot now, and I'm doing a lot of videos, I realized, first of all, everybody copy each other, which is very frustrating, because if you write a joke and then somebody else says it, it's like shit.
Yeah.
But also it's like, you have to be likable, you have to have charisma, you have to post a lot of shit, people have to see you everywhere, you have to do comedy, stand-up, you have to do videos, you have to do, there's so many different factors that involve,
I don't like that you said charisma, because that puts you and me out of it.
That's why we're here, that's why we're not
here.
Yeah.
That's why we're here. But that's going to be weird because, like, at least in person, if someone steals a joke and then goes in the back room with all the other comedians, like, at least 2 people will call you out.
Yeah.
So that you can't do that.
Yeah.
But, like, through videos, like, that doesn't work. It's like, okay, so someone might make a comment,
Yeah.
but you stole this other person's joke, and then they can just not respond, and no one's going to see it.
Yeah.
And, like,
I mean, that's basically TikTok, like stealing, like redoing jokes all again and again. You see the same joke like every day, and it's like, and the funny thing is, people like that shit too.
Yeah.
Like to see, and it's like, why? But you know,
I don't know. Yet again, this is we're starting our YouTube channel pretty soon, in a day or two, hopefully.
Yeah.
We'll see how that works. But that's one of the things. It's what do you got to create a joke. You got to make something entertaining and fun, and then you got to produce it and everything else like that. And that's not what either of us signed up to do. We signed up to get up on a stage and tell jokes to a crowd that's here, and then give them drinks and have a great night.
Yeah.
And and so it's kind of a weird thing during the lockdown, just moving everything online, and then what translates, what doesn't translate.
I mean, I don't know if you tried Zoom comedy, but that's just a nightmare. Because that's like, doing Zoom comedy is like reading the transcript of a movie or like of a concert. Because it's just, it's accurate, but it's not the same thing. It's just...
That was one of the struggles that I personally had, because I wanted to make use of this place.
Yeah.
And it was difficult because I know a lot of people are doing Zoom shows, and some are doing okay, is what I've seen. I think there's a couple that they'll do ticketed shows and they'll get people who are involved and things like that. But it's it's difficult because the interaction and the reaction just isn't there.
No.
And so you can tell a joke, and then you might have some 10 comedians on the Zoom chat or something like that, and then you get a laugh from like 4 or 5 of them, and you're thinking that's a pretty good joke. But I mean, I don't know about you, but I've done. James Coon's a perfect example, because like when you go to a comedy show and you tell a joke that some comedians will think is funny, and no one in the audience thinks it's funny, James Coon will give an audible laugh, and you're like, well, that was funny. I just need to work on like how to say it.
Yeah.
But like with actual comedians like listening, that's the feedback you're getting. It's like, okay, I see where you're going with that. That's funny. But you might not have said it right for like an audience member to think it's funny, So it's kind of a different ballgame.
And I think also like with the online shows, people are like, distracted. Like they're like, oh, it's his time to do the show. I'll just go watch my phone or whatever. Like they'll have all the distractions and you will not give a shit about it. And then it's like, it's frustrating. That's why I did 2, and on the 3rd one I was like, no way.
Yeah, no, I get the frustration. It's difficult too, because I mean, you see them pop up just pretty much every couple days, or at least there's one a day I think going on right now.
Oh, for sure.
And
or
it's,
more. Yeah.
It's just tough to get that feedback, and it's because you want to perform.
Yeah, that's why like I'm organizing now park shows every weekend.
When are they starting? Tell me about that. What's it called? What's the name?
So basically, I advertise it as stand-up comedy plus park camp. So it starts on June 5th. And then we're gonna do it every weekend, and the plan is to do it now in Hassenheide, but we gotta figure some stuff out.
Yeah.
Because in Hassenheide now we're doing it without amplifiers because it's not allowed in parks and they don't give you permits. But then we're thinking about to expand it if it works, because right now 190 people have responded to the event.
Yeah, people want to do stuff, and outside right now, especially because the relaxation started recently, which is why we're allowed to do this.
Yes.
Lawyers. We're legally allowed to be here, people.
Social distancing,
Yes, we're within the household limit, and he's not buying that anyway.
This is not business contract.
But now with the, the relaxation with everything is that people are desperate to do stuff.
Yeah,
and you can see that just clearly. And so 190 people, and it's not even. It's usually you get most of the recommendations. Not that day, but that day.
I mean, I'm just afraid. Well, either 190 people said, "Yeah, we might go," they responded to being interested or going, and then we actually do a show and there's 10 people showing up, or the opposite is 190 people said they want to go, and then 190 people show up, and then we're there at the park without the microphone, "Hey, we want to do comedy," and they're like, "What?" It's
like Life of Brian.
Sort of, yeah.
Seen that? Where they're sitting. They're sitting. Have you seen that movie?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, it's a great movie. Yeah, they're sitting in the back and they can barely hear Jesus talking and giving a sermon. And they're like, "The meek shall inherit the earth." No, the wheat are whatever.
my favorite part of any Monty Python, they have the parrot skit, which I really like, the dead parrot, But one of my favorite is the start of Monty Python and the Holy Grail with the, I don't know if you've seen it. Like
the coconuts.
Oh man, it had me dying. It's so good.
No, that's good. I mean, they changed a lot of like what we think of when we think of comedy as well, which is really cool.
Pioneers, man. That's the goal, to become a.
But that's one thing too that I've always found strange is I don't know if you I'm sure you're really into the comedy scene, but I think one of the things, especially with the lockdown now, is that it gives you a lot of places to expand kind of what you're trying to do.
For sure.
Because I mean, I look at it and I think, how many famous stand-up comedians do I know, and do most people know through their stand-up, versus through some other type of comedy?
100%.
I mean, I think the only one I know is John Mulaney through only stand-up.
Yeah.
Everyone else had a TV show or a podcast or something.
Yeah.
Like even like or acting in general.
Kevin Hart, for example, he has like.
But I mean, I know him from his movies more.
Exactly. I was about to say like
no.
he's like Seinfeld, two of the biggest ones.
Seinfeld TV show. If you didn't
Ray
know
Romano, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Adam Sandler even like I barely have seen his stand up, and I watched
SNL as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just the thing. It's it's one of those things that now it's coming to an end, and everyone's gonna get back on stage. It's like there's a time where there's no stand-up going on. There's an opportunity there that's almost kind of passed by, and it's kind of weird, but you can still do it. It's just with the stage time.
Yeah.
Just I think a lot of people that, and I'm 100% this is I get in front of a crowd, and I hear the crowd, and that's the addiction. It's settled. I'm good for another week or so for me at least, and that's it, and that's done.
Yeah. Yeah. I think probably Andrew Schultz of the new generation. He's like one of the ones through stand up, but then as well he took advantage of the time off and he did like Andrew Schultz Saves America.
Yeah.
He produced a fucking killer show that started as like an Instagram segment and sold it to Netflix then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how many non-stand-up comedy fans know him? Like just general population.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. And that's why, you have to diversify, otherwise.
I think Mitch Hedberg might be another one, but I think that's also because he's got kind of a legacy as well.
Yeah. I think, I mean, I don't know at the time that he was alive, but I don't think he was like worldwide, known.
Yeah.
He was probably very Dimitri Martin as well, but Dimitri Martin is not mainstream.
No, and he also had a TV show.
Yeah, true, yeah.
And that was kind of where, because like his kind of like deadpan comedy,
Yeah.
where he just like draws something and then he'll just like add another line and it just changes everything. It's like a person swimming and now they're drowning.
Yeah, oh man, he's good.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorites, to be honest, yeah.
No, he's good. But so you produced a show here for, how it was 4 weeks, right?
4 weeks.
We
We
got
have time
time?
to do 4 weeks. 4 good weeks, I would say. I mean,
It was a fun show.
Yeah, I mean, it's because I saw like this video of Will Ferrell and I think it was Kevin Hart, Mark Wahlberg doing like these dad jokes and try like to make the other one laugh through dad jokes, and I was like, that could be done live, and then I told it to Pascal, and he was like, yeah, let's do it. And then we did it, and we thought about every week doing like a themed segment to have like different, and for like comedians as well to have sort of like a writing exercise. I mean, the audience wouldn't give a shit if it's only dad jokes or whatever, but like, comedians, they would like to have probably, to write something new every week for like a sort of exercise. And we did that. It was going well. We're super excited to get it back, and I don't know.
Now I'm looking forward to having you guys back. It's we'll see when it is. I mean, yet again, they say June 18th is the best case scenario. I don't know. Yet again, because things just opened up literally yesterday.
Yeah.
I think we'll see what happens next week, and then after, I think next Friday we'll know pretty much what's going on.
Yeah.
Just if the cases skyrocketed, bad. If things are leveled off, good. If things are decreasing, great. And then I think decreasing will open up again. I think steady, it's iffy. And then I think if they go up, and then of course not. So it's kind of we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, what was your coming up with not the concept, but like physically running it every week? What were the challenges that you faced? Getting acts? Was it promoting it? Was it?
Well, we thought that I said it before, like, for the comedians it would be nice to have a writing exercise for every week and do that. But a lot of them were super excited to write specific jokes for every week. But then some were like, I did not write full of all of the jokes. And stuff
I remember that.
But
I remember at least one person getting on the finals being like, I don't have any jokes.
Yeah. But it was still fun. I mean, I think because we did 4 weeks and it was the first initial weeks, we did not run through that many challenges. We sold out, if you can say that. Like there was a donation base, but like we reserved the full room every night.
And that was tough as well with the COVID restrictions, and we can't be like, hey, there's 40 reservations and 45 people want to show up and be like, hey, here's 5 extra chairs for you.
we won't. Yeah,
We can't do that.
exactly. But so far, I think it was good. I think the challenge is going to be now to get people, back on track and this and that. People in the beginning, people are going to be super excited, but to maintain that constant fan base and people wanting to come, and I think that's going to be a challenge. But it's super exciting, man. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. And also, I think what's the name for the Comedy at the Park show? Have you come up with a name, or just calling it Comedy at the Park and Hang?
Yeah, comedy at the Park and Hang, because I think it's very straightforward. People see, stand-up comedy and Park Hang, fantastic. Because the worst case scenario, if you don't hear us, they're at the park drinking beers and hanging out. So it cannot be. Yeah. It's just for the comedians to have a little bit of
Worst comes to worst, you get people at a bar telling jokes, and there's no half the bar is listening, and the other half is just be in a bar. And those are not fun.
Exactly, but I think it's a win for everybody. Comedians get people in front of them, and people sit outside in the sun drinking beer. So
that's always good. Hopefully, it's not raining. It's weird. Yeah, that's weird that because it's supposed to be raining. I think right now, and I don't know if it is anymore.
When I came, it did. Hopefully, it stays.
It
didn't.
It didn't rain. Yeah. It was supposed to rain the early afternoon, and then it didn't rain when I was here.
Then again,
it's Berlin.
We live in Germany. Germany, it's like, wow, it's the greatest weather. I'm gonna just take off the shirt, and then you go out, and it's like, oh shit, it's raining, and then 2 hours after, it's snowing. So it's.
Yeah, see, I'm wearing black right now, so that you don't have to see that I don't generally take off the shirt right away. Because I've been in lockdown and I've put on some weight. Yeah. But I'm starting to lose it because I'm wearing black shirts.
Yeah. Probably the expired beer is going to help.
It couldn't hurt. The calories go away.
Yeah, exactly. That's what
makes it. Soon to be expired.
Yeah. Not poisoning everybody here. Yeah.
Cool. Well, we're running out of time here, so we should cheers it up and drink the final of the soon to be expired beer. So don't go bad.
Let's do it.
Cheers. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. We'll have more videos up, and hopefully we'll be open sooner rather than later.
Let's hope so.
And good luck to the show on the park as well.
Thank you.
Cheers.